When on the road to revenge, gotta make sure you got that perfect athletic fit. Which brings me to the sponsor of this video. This video is brought to you by Fabletics. Here to bring you that perfect fit, athletic or otherwise. They have a number of clothing options to fit your needs. From athletic to casual, clothes to keep it light in the summer and keep you warm in the winter. Anything you need for your day to day. And they have a variety of fits to match your individual body type. And I'll always praise the practical functionality of those zip pockets. No more heart drop moment of like, where's my phone? I lost everything. Nope, safely zipped in your pocket. Their selections update every month, constantly changing out to keep the options flowing for you. Just because you made your selections one month doesn't mean the next month won't have a cornucopia of new options available for you. So click the link below and right now you can get 70 to 80% off site-wide when you sign up to be a VIP member. Which, being a VIP member also saves you up to 50% off daily. As well as, that's right, the perks keep coming. As well as gives you perks like monthly drops, early access to VIP only sales, and free membership to the Fit app. Another gift that keeps on giving, that's right, Christmas does not end on this channel. So yeah, click the link below. Look cool for the holidays. And then we got the sequel to Finish John Wick, as people call it, so we gotta talk about that. So Sisu Road to Revenge is the sequel to the 2022 surprise word-of-mouth hit Sisu. I didn't review that on my channel, I caught it later, but it's pretty awesome. Here's my quick review to the first Sisu film. Alright, moving on to the sequel, Sisu Road to Revenge, which is once again written and directed by Jalmari Helander. Pronunciation check. So this takes place 2 years after the first film, in which World War II is over, and the Soviet Union has obtained a portion of Finland, in which our lead's house is on the Soviet side of that border now. So he goes there, stay with me on this one. He goes there, breaks his house down to all the pieces of wood, puts them in a truck, and he's now gonna haul all the bits of his house to the other side of the border, back to Finland, where he'll reconstruct his house on a new plot of land, hopefully die of old age. Which you can see the parallel there between the first film and the second film. In the first film, it's gold. Second film, it's all the bits of wood that are his house. In both cases, douchebag's gotta get involved, and well, now he's gotta kill some folk. And whereas the gold in the first film is more valuable in the monetary sense, what he's transporting in Sisu Road to Revenge is much more personal. Like, the whole thing is more personal. That's what I would say about Sisu Road to Revenge. It's more personal than the first film. This time around, it's the Soviets trying to stop him. And this time around, that's tied to his past. They know who he is. He became the legend he is because he fought the Soviets. And now we absolutely have the carnage candy you've come to expect. Let's face it, the first film kind of laid a groundwork where it's like, you got to at least do that for the sequel. And Sisu Road to Revenge, well, it does its job, and it does it well. I mean, does he slash the neck of an enemy underwater and then suck the air out of his windpipe to stay alive? No, that is reserved for the first film. So badass. Amazing. But this movie does step it up. It has motorcycle chase sequences, airplane chase sequences. Once again, the action starts, and it just kind of doesn't really stop until the movie ends. Yeah, there's a bit of downtime at the beginning of each chapter, but it's not like it's enough to take a bathroom break in the theater. That's how you can clock it right there. You're like, can I pee? I don't feel I can. No, you just kind of gotta hold it, because in about a minute and a half, the shit's gonna hit the fan again. And as you can expect, it's bloody, it's amazing, the hits are satisfying, it's framed up so you can see what actually happens. The movie doesn't feel jittery, shaky cam, or choppy. Anytime there's a quick edit of sorts, I felt like it was done so you can feel more of the impact, the one frame smack. I mean, is it all logical? No, come on. Don't give me this, I just learned in physics class that that's impossible. Absolutely, this film does the impossible. By the end of the first film, I had to humor the idea that maybe this guy is actually immortal. And I felt like there was something cool about that. Like that film did that on purpose to me. And that's what this movie does. So many times you will watch something go down in this movie and it's impossible. There's a difference between jumping the shark and jumping a shark while throwing a stick of dynamite in its mouth to watch it explode. One is out of desperation, the other, that's just style points, baby. Metaphorically, of course. He does not blow up a shark with a stick of dynamite. The fact that I even need to clarify that's kind of a selling point of the film. So Stephen Lang plays the main Soviet guy who's been tasked to stop him. I think that's kind of awesome, because when I saw the poster to the first Sisu film, I thought, there has to be at least a few more people out there who did the same thing. I was like, oh wow, new Stephen Lang film. That's not Stephen Lang. That's Jorma Tamila playing everyone's favorite scary action grandpa. And now Stephen Lang's the bad guy in the second Sisu film. Coincidence? I don't know. When I heard he was in this movie as the main antagonist, I was like, well, that's pretty perfect. But also after seeing the film, I feel like he could have been played by anybody, really. I mean, I'm glad Stephen Lang's in it. I'm glad he did it, but still. Which reminded me of the dude from Janestown in Firefly. He's got the beard. They basically let him out of the box, and they're like, okay, well, this is your problem. You gotta go stop him. You stop him, we call it square. Yeah, I know. I can kind of move my left arm enough to do that. Feels pretty good. Not quite there yet, though. But it's always the baddies that supply us with the dialogue in these films, because our lead, he doesn't talk. And he doesn't need to use his vocal cords, his words. He talks in a purer form of communication. Action, blood, death. And I feel there's something actually quite magical in that seemingly simplistic approach to these Sisu films. Sisu Road to Revenge, like its predecessor, just doesn't waste your time. It gives you enough to get behind the protagonist, as the ones going after him are clearly scumbags. And our protagonist even has a canine companion, one of the many reasons he's called John Wick's grandfather. Finish John Wick, whatever you want to call him. But that does help. I noticed most of the tension when I was white-knuckling it was because I was scared for the dog. Maybe John Wick has just hit the zeitgeist that hard. Maybe with everyone else on screen, there's this live by the sword, die by the sword thing I see going on, but with the dog's an innocent. Whatever the case may be, it's pretty smart to have a dog in here. Cherry on top, it's sub 90 minutes long. I think it's an hour 28 minutes long. But man, you know me, I appreciate that. The movie also is kind of funny. The Sisu films have a dark sense of humor, but the humor never compromises the tension of the moment. But Sisu Road to Revenge, like the first Sisu, is self-aware. They know what they are. They know what they're here for. They know what you're here for. They don't waste your time. They just entertain the shit out of you. If you watch the first one, you're like, not really my thing. I need more character development. This isn't for you either. If the first film was absolutely your cup of tea, this is too. The hits are bloody, they're satisfying, physically impossible with zero fucks given. It's 20 times more entertaining than a lot of movies with 20 times the budget from Hollywood. 2 Sisus down, 1 more to go until we have the Sisu trilogy. And that would be a trilogy worth owning. That is to say, Sisu Road to Revenge is worth watching and worth buying on Blu-ray. Alright, so Sisu Road to Revenge, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's your favorite bloody carnage field action fest? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.